Hello my fellow hunters, welcome to my second skill priority video. I also previously made a switch X skill priority video, and in this video I only talking about critical boosts and critical eye, which combination is the most useful one. So also please keep in mind that this step is only useful if you're using full crit weapons. So if you're using weapons where every hit or maybe the most or 90% of the hits can crit. For example, gun lance shelling does fixed damage, or hunting horn earthshaker, which you also use a lot and does a ton of damage, or sticky ammo can't crit, or especially the switch axe. When you're in the end state, more than every second hit is a fixed damage number. So please keep in mind that for some weapons they don't rely so much on the crit skills and focus more on draw skills. So please keep that in mind. So I programmed a calculator, and this is critical eye, critical boost comparison skill priority calculator. And it's very easy to figure out your optimal management of critical skills. So you can see, first of all, I'm gonna explain the calculator. You know, maybe if you have a weapon with 0% crit, and 0%, no crit modifier. So your critical boost modifier is always 1.25 or 25% extra. And yes, you can also increase that critical boost levels or critical eye levels depending on the skills you want to use. And yes, you can increase your critical damage up to 40% extra, so more than 15% of the normal crit boost, which is level 0 or level 0. I added check mark here, so you can add the weakness exploit skill. I didn't have made a list where you can choose between different levels, because that's really garbage. I think everyone always uses the full maxed out weakness exploit, so I didn't edit different levels. And so you can see here, for example, if you didn't have weakness exploit and no crit skills, the way to go is for critical eyes, because critical boost makes no sense when you have 0% affinity. So we're gonna add that weakness exploit, so things become a little bit more interesting. On the right table is here the amount of slots you need for that skills. So it's very easy. If you know, maybe you're done with the build and you maybe have 3 slots or so, you can see what's the optimal crit combination usage. I also add later other tab with the attack boost table. So this video is just a like preparation before that. So please wait for the next video until also the attack table got out and I compared the attack boost skill with the crit skills. So this is only for crit eye and crit boost, like I mentioned before. So you can see, if I only use weakness exploit without any crit skills, you can see the things become a little bit more interesting, and you can say, crit eye is better, but you also have to consider all the time the amount of needed slots that you can see here. So we're gonna choose a weapon with 0% affinity, and for example, we can now compare crit boost and crit eye, the needed amount of decorations, for example. So you can see here, crit boost 3 needs 3 decorations, and it has a multiplier of 1.2 when you have a fully maxed out weakness exploit. And now you need 3 slots. And now imagine using that 3 slots for crit eye, and so you can see, oh, it's only 1.16 multiplier instead of 1.12. And you can now see you need the double amount of slots, so 6 slots instead of 3 of crit boost to get the same multiplier. So you can say, for example, if you have a fully maxed out weakness exploit, the way to go is always first, before doing some other stuff, first fully max out crit boost and then the crit skills. That's the most important stuff. Maybe we can also compare crit boost 2 with crit I1. It's here, so you can see, oh, it's 1.19. So you have seen here, we have 4 different methods of using free slots. And these are these 4. And the highest value of these 4 is this one. Crit boost 3 with critical eye 0. It's 1.2. Okay? So this isn't the case with optimal configuration. Or let's say you have 5 available slots in your armor set. Then we just compare this with this, with this, with this. And then here you can see what I also explained before. Always first max out critical boost and then go for the crit eye skills. So you can see here it's by far the best combination. 1.18, 1.21, 1.23, 1.24. So for example, if you have 5 free slots available, best combination is to use critical boost 3 and critical eye 2. So I think it's very easy to understand. You just always have to look at the right table first, how the amount of slots is you have available, and then just compare at the left table. Now I'm also gonna tell you some other stuff. That's also the case for the rampage weapons when you have a huge amount of negative crit. So the thing is, the negative critical boost 1, 2, 3 doesn't get applied when you have negative crit. It transfers your critical boost into minus 25% multiplier. So you can see you need at least 6 levels of critical eye 6 to compensate that negative crit multiplier. And yes, it's important in that case, if you have negative crit, to ignore all these critical boost tables, because in this case they are got affected by the 0.75 multiplier, but that's not the case. So just only if negative crit, look at this table. But I think in the most case that doesn't is affected, because always most players use weakness exploit. So you can see also if you have a weapon, maybe a barrier of weapon with 30% crit, things now get a little bit more interesting. And you can now see also here from the top right to the top left is still the same case, that critical boost is the first skill to max out. Also critical boost with critical eye 1 in comparison is better. Sorry, it's not as good as critical boost 3 without critical eye skills. So at the end of the day, it's extremely easy to come to a conclusion that always first max out your critical boost levels, and then start with the critical eye skills. I know that's not always the case, because you have, for example, the 100 Reefs, which has 2 levels of critical eye, so it's a bit hard to say, but yes, that's the reason why I choose this table. In the next video, I'm gonna show you a attack boost table, and especially for the non-crit weapons like switch axe, gun lance, I think the attack table is a little bit more interesting than this one. I also add this and show the video after I have done the tables. Yes, you can download this sheet to use it offline. Go to data, and then here there is a thing to download it offline to an XLSX document or an open document, so you can use it offline at home. Yes, thanks for watching. See you next time.